Hey, what's up guys? The goals video for 2019. All right, so I'm gonna be recording this one in my room, as you can see. I have some guests over, and this is basically the same thing that I do every year. I'm gonna take a piece of board, but this year I'm gonna actually try to show you guys as I go through it. I know I made it the year before and last year, but I never go through it on video. I just keep it for myself. Again, to reiterate a bit, the main reason I use this kind of board, not with the clouds. My girlfriend went and picked this. Usually I use a blank paper. But the main reason why I use something like this, here, this is her one, is so to have the months laid out with the goals you have. All right. And the main reason why I recommend doing that is because that there's no surprise. The most common thing that happened to people when they write down goals is very soon after that, they forget they even have a goal, right? And when the year comes to an end, that's when they begin to realize, oh, this was another year where I didn't achieve shit. Well, if you do this, at the very least, you won't have to wait till the end of the year when you start to realize that you didn't do shit. You'll realize the very next month. You'll know in February if you didn't do January good. You'll know in March if you didn't do February good. And if you have it somewhere right in your face, at least you're going to be hitting it over and over again. And if you're not taking action, you're going to be feeling guilty early on, so you can have a lot more chance to turn that ship around. All right, so I'm not going to get into too much about goal setting because, like I said, I made a video about it last year and the year before. I'm just going to get right into my goals. All right, so let me lay it out here so you guys can see all of the goals right from the beginning. This is the overview, but I'm going to be reading off my journal. This is where I actually put down the specifics of the goal. So, and some of them are very specific because I have several things in under each of these goals that has to be achieved for the entire thing to be crossed out. All right. Okay. So having that said, guys, this is not in an order of importance where I usually put it as. It is just like, just stated as is. But all things being said, let's get into it. All right. First of all, let me read an overall. Okay. Systematize client fulfillment. Systematize client reporting. Attend 4 conventions. $100,000 a month. It's probably like everybody's favorite part that you want to hear about. Maintain monthly income with under 10 hours of work a week. This probably needs a lot of explanation. Because it's not what you think. 10 extremely satisfied clients, gym 3 times a week, cook 1 new meal a month. Okay. First one, let's get started. Systematize client fulfillment. All right. So I think it was March. March was my first interaction with, my first time that I started building systems properly, right? I started with the very basic things. When the client comes on board, how do we order the citations? How do we analyze they need citations? What do they need? Whatever. Going forward with their networks, on page, all the basic foundation. It was one of my biggest goals, and I could say it's done decently well now. Okay, I've been refining it every now and then, and it's to the point where the basic part it's pretty much I'm okay with it. I'm happy with it. But I could be happier, right? It could be more smoother. I still need sometimes for me to jump in and stuff like that. But basically, this is what it comes down to. I mean, there's a few things I wrote down here. The first thing I want to talk about is on page. So I tried to outsource on page, right? Outsource meaning using my VA. So I trained the VA and I worked with him closely on page till the point it came where I realized that on page is probably one of the hardest thing to pass on to other people, right? It's not that easy for somebody who you're paying just a couple dollars an hour in Philippines or India to be able to do on page the way you would do it. Okay, it's not that they can't, it's because they just haven't spent that much time in SEO as you have. Okay, if you systematize and overview, this is what I'm referring to now, right? Instead of having them to just blindly do, blindly meaning me don't even look at it and them do it, instead of trying to accomplish that because it's so difficult, I have like a template things that they should be going and making sure, like combing the website and making sure all the other pages have certain rules that they follow. It's a step-by-step thing. And after that is done, after they have done things that are pretty black and white, right? Like embed the map, right? Do this, make sure it has header tags, make sure it has like, certain things. And then I would still have to go in there and clean it up. All right. And I'm okay with that. Understanding this took me a long time, and I've lost a lot of, I don't know if I lost money, but I've lost a lot of effort, time and energy trying to teach them the entire thing, until I came to a point where I realized like it'll be just easier if I just take care of this part, right? Like client comes on board, like we make a sale, client comes on board, they do all the basic stuff. Okay, my girlfriend takes care of that kind of stuff, and then they go and comb the website and stuff like that, do that analysis, do the basic on page. Then I go in there and I calculate on average, I'll probably take around 3 to 6 hours to do this. So if clients are coming on board, and this is actually one of the only things I'm going to be getting into hands-on, and if I'm doing that and each client demands from me on the books at max 6 hours, it's going to be fine, right? After this is done, everything else is being taken care of by the VA or my girlfriend or some service, right? So I'm okay with that. Sounds pretty simple, but it took a long time to come into this understanding, because I've been wrestling back and forth with the idea of how do I teach a VA full on page, right? And I'm just basically settling with not trying to do that anymore. I'm settling with them doing the basics and me and just cleaning up. And since it's just a one-time thing, you have to do it once when the client comes on board. It shouldn't be something that it shouldn't, break basically, right? All right, so that's one big part about systemizing the fulfillment. Okay, now there's like about 10 different things that I put here. I'm not going to get into all of it, but in terms of the linking, the powers, linking fillers and stuff like that. Up until now, I was still working with a lot of the PBNs. So when it comes to actually linking out to the clients, I didn't trust the VA. So this has to change. This is something that just completely has to go out of my head. I have to trust them to be able to do certain things. And one of them is finally going to be PBNs. All right. So I'm going to be passing that on to them. And it's probably going to be pretty easy to do, right? Like it's not that complicated to, it doesn't take as much intelligence as doing on page. I'll leave it at that, right? It depends how you think of on page. Some people think it's just like a step-by-step checklist. You just go and copy paste stuff. And the way I do things is not the case, right? It does differ from people to people, from business to business, from city to city, even though I'm working in the same industry. All right. So pass that system on so they can link out and have a system in place where client comes on and they're going to have a strategy for receiving links from day one, right? Up until now, it's kind of like I know what links they're going to get because I know my network, and I'm just going to be, kind of shooting a random amount of links from them, because you want to be kind of random anyways with PBNs when it comes to it. But I want to have it in a way where they come on board and the VA has the ability to be able to strategize exactly from what PBNs, what links they're going to get, which date they're going to get those links, and what are the URL extension, title, anchor text, and stuff like that from the PBNs that they think they should be getting. At the very least, then, once they're done with it, if I want to take a glance and see everything's fine, or if there's something I want to just change a bit, I can do so. But if I don't, they should be able to do a decent job at that. All right. Okay, like I said, there's quite a few things after that. For example, I want to tighten up recurring work. After the clients are doing decent, what kind of recurring work do they get? If they're going to get more citations, certain other links, maybe guest posts, whatever it is it going to be something that I have to pay my time and personal attention to, or is it something that we can have some way to basically get it automated, right? Recurring citations, does the VA even have to go every month and order these, or is there a way we can work out a deal with the whatever service we use to do it for that client on a monthly basis, right? These kind of things where I want to streamline, more refine the entire process. A good mindset to have here is, how can you make the VA's life also easier? This is something that I was not doing. I was trying to, and I was barely getting by trying to just make my life easier, right? Which I have done a decent job at, right? Meaning I don't have to do that much of the work anymore. But what I realized is the VA is being held up to an insane level of detail, right? They have to manage a lot of things at the same time, and it's only going to get more because more clients are going to be coming in. And just from that factor, leaving all the other factors behind, meaning like, you know, the industry changes, SEO changing, all those things aside, just bringing more clients in, I'm just building a bubble that the VA can drop the ball on, right? So that's one thing that I want to keep in mind of how I can make their life easier and make it like, you know, a happy place for them to work at, and, you know, have things organized and easy to follow. So if I can get them to do that, I'm pretty sure that it's going to have, you know, it's going to come back to me. All right, and then lastly, out of like the 10 things I want to talk about is checking the work, right? This is something that was pretty confusing for me for a long time. And that is basically, okay, the VA is doing the work. Now, who checks the VA's work? Can I go in every single day and check every work that the VA does? That's a tremendous amount of management. So then what I reverted to now is that, okay, my assistant's going to check the work. And I was like, okay, great. That's fantastic. And that was working, and that is working pretty well. You know, she checks it on a weekly basis on what the general things that VA is doing and make sure that things that are, you know, that are very critical, right, are in place. But now what we want to do is have a second checklist, one-to-one second checklist for the clients, meaning that the work that is being done, the VA itself, so whoever the VA, okay, I'm going to have like, you know, as this year goes, I'm going to have probably at least 3 VAs in total, right? 3 VAs, 1 assistant, and me. I'm right now 1 VA, 1 assistant, and me, right? As the time passes, one of the guys, like probably my first VA, is going to be more of a manager guy. Like, you know, that's one of my goals, to turn him into a manager guy. And he's going to be checking each client with a checklist at the end of the month. This way, the checklist is going to be built in a way where if it passes all marks in that checklist, it is certain that the client is in fact 100% complete for month 1, right? On page is done, all the basic foundation is done, and that's what the checklist is going to be. And the VA is doing it, not my assistant, right? Again, first thing is making my life easier, then probably my assistant's life easier, and then the VAs, right? So as the other stuff gets easier, the VA can take my job or my assistant's job, which is going through that kind of checklist, and do that. That way he is managing the other VAs by himself, and only if there's something that comes up from while he's doing that checklist that he's unsure of, he can bring it to the assistant, and if she can't answer, then it'll come to me. All right, that is, fuck, I want that so bad. All right, number 2, systematize client reporting. I guess I could put in this view for now, right? Because I talk so much per one thing. 12 minutes for one goal. All right, I gotta speed it up. I don't want to put that much detail, I guess, because then otherwise it would be too long of a video. Okay, client reporting. What do I even say? Let's see what I wrote. Getting onboard info using automation. Okay, plus Melanie, we need a multi-tier client reporting system which lets them know what we're doing and the results. Okay. All right, okay, so my client reporting, first of all, I've talked to a few people and they have already agreed that I got lucky, right? Like even the retention itself, out of like what, like 25 clients, I had 2 clients who canceled this year. I've talked to a few people and they said that I can't expect this, right? I should be expecting more like 20 to 25 or up to 30% cancellations for clients. So I'm going to be ready for that. I basically I'm agreeing with them. They are much more advanced. They're much more. They have a much more, what do you call, experience than me in the industry. And they're saying that for me to just lose like 2 clients in the entire year is basically I got lucky, right? They're not sure exactly what I did different because they can't, you know, they don't know what I did or you know how I talk to my clients and stuff. But they said that in our line of work, we can expect a bit more cancellations, okay? Especially when you are not paying personal attention to the clients, which I plan not to do as much. And I mean, I want to get to a point where I'm not doing much at all, right? Let's put it like that. So this is something that's kind of up in the air, so just take it for what it is. I'll just lay out my goal so you guys can understand where I'm coming from. In 2018, especially in the beginning, a lot of my client reporting was done personally, meaning whenever the clients need, they can get on a call and give me a call and I would talk to them. That is very powerful. Okay, I realize now why it's not really possible to do that when you're trying to get a lot of clients. If you have more than 50 clients, 60, 70, 80 clients, and they are allowed to call you, it's not going to work out. It was great for the beginning, and I do still recommend it for beginners. Up until like 30 clients, I generally still recommend it, because if somebody's paying you $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 a month, especially in the beginning and you're growing your business, it is okay to get on a call with them and talk to them. But right now it's come to a point where it's not feasible for me, right? Moving in the velocity I would like to move in this year, if I have people who get to call me whenever they want in their time, or even email me and expect an answer very shortly, it's not going to work out. So I'm thinking about right now to build a client reporting system. And this is something I've been struggling with for a long time, to be honest, right? A lot of people think about client reporting as something very simple. Like, why are you stressing? Just send out automated reports. I don't want to send out just automated reports, right? Just like some kind of tool that takes their, rankings and stuff like that, or like, their Surfbox, and that's all they get. I want to have some kind of personal touch to it, because I know the power of personal touch. I've seen people grow entire businesses where it doesn't give next to anything, any results, and these clients still stay. Like they stay flawlessly because of personal touch. In fact, I had a mentor, I think like what, 2 years ago? A year ago, who's not in SEO at all, who's in, what is it? It's like some kind of development, okay? They were building this like system for AdWords management. And these guys built a system where they were so transparent. Okay, let me put this story short. They got investors to pay them like 300 something thousand dollars over a year, right? And then it completely went to waste. Like whatever they were planning to do, it wasn't just AdWords. That was a part of it. They were trying to do something with lead generation, and it just collapsed. Like it didn't work out at all. Like nobody made a single dollar back. And only one person canceled out of like 80 or 90 clients. And I was mind blown. And when I saw their system, it's because everything was transparent, kind of deviating a bit and showing you two spectrums that are possible. That was extremely transparent activity-based reporting, meaning the people knew exactly where the money is going. They knew what ads are running, who is currently getting this, what leads are getting. They knew exactly how much money that this company is keeping. It's not possible to do this in the SEO industry, but it gave me insight to understand the power of being super transparent. And then I have my business partner who I've seen before, who is super personable and very like a likable guy, and he personally gives a lot of attention to his clients, and he's able to grow a business and maintain a business just by personal touch and being able to talk on the phone with people. So I know the power of these things, right? Now I'm trying to blend a client reporting system that's going to have multi-tier. That's why I wrote multi-tier. So it's going to have probably rankings, screenshots, like call reports, and a few other things. And people are there's going to be certain things they cater to in certain months. Like in the beginning, there's no call reports, right? Like they just started the first month, there's no call reports in the first month, right? After third or fourth month, there's call reports. So as of right now, I'm not 100% fixated on my system yet, but my goal is to get it to a point where it's client comes on board, and from the very first month, they get a report that's personable, whether by video, standardized videos or something like that, all the way down to a certain point where they are getting calls, then it will turn into call reports, right? That's what I have in mind right now. But the main goal here is to have it systematized. The main goal right now, as I'm making this video, is not about what is it I'm going to do. It's about I want to get it to a point where I myself don't have to get on a phone. I myself don't have to get on making a personal reporting video for the particular client for that month. That is way too manual, okay? Because if you get to 60, 70 clients, that alone, if you have to call 60, 70 people per month or make 60, 70 personalized videos reporting back what their month went like, that is an entire job of its own, and that's not going to work out, okay? So that's where systematizing client reports comes in. This is going to be a long video, guys. Just bear with it. Attend 4 conventions. Okay, this is just something that I want to do, and it's time I put it as a video, as a goal, because otherwise it's not going to happen. I am pretty, how do I say? I could say introvert. I don't know what I am. Okay, there was times in my life when I was extremely extroverted, and now I'm extremely introverted. But I do know a few things compared to the average people. I don't mind straying away from people, right? Like there's people that I have a close group of friends that I like, and my girlfriend, and my family. But other than these kind of people that I chose deliberately to be in my life, I don't like to be in front of a lot of people. And this is something that I would like to change a bit. I don't have to turn completely into somebody who likes enjoying, meeting a lot of new people, but I would like to kind of be on the other side where I don't mind traveling a bit more, meeting new people and having some kind of conversation, even if it's mundane, and even if the conversation is not about, growing businesses or, like advancing in your spiritual or something like that, which usually it has to be for me to enjoy it. Even if it doesn't involve those things, I would like to be, become that person. And one of the ways that I can do that while at the same time having a potential for me to grow the business and, all mingling together is go to conventions, right? It could be SEO related, but I don't want it to go to major ones, like all hyped up major conventions. I want to stay away from those. I want to possibly go to maybe marketing, a few marketing ones that's outside of our community, out of the S2 community, and more towards like the general marketing community overall. I would like that, and maybe even roofing related, right? Like actually going into roofing conventions that are happening. I know there's some taking place in where was it, Chicago or something, or in March. I definitely want to go into that one. And actually, one of my clients is going, so it's going to be pretty dope. And it's a client that I enjoy his company a lot, so that's also a plus point. But overall, that's just something for kind of personal. But I would like to get into that. All right. The one that everybody wants to hear about, $100,000 a month. Okay, so this is this is the one, right? $100,000 a month. So let me just read what I wrote. I want a maximum of 70 clients, right? So I started off thinking of this as, instead of just thinking of like more clients, I just want more clients. I want to think of it more like I have a slot, right? I have a slot of 70 clients. About 23 is already taken from this year, right? I want to get about 50 more, right? Maximum of 70, meaning the average minimum of with everything that I have from this year and everything, it should be right around 1,500 per month per client at a minimum. That's the average per client, right? But I'm going to be selling it starting February. When I start selling it, I'm probably going to step in the field pitching at 3K, right? 3K, and then depending on what cities I come across as the year goes, I'll take some at 2K and stuff like that, and I'll mix it up. But I don't want to go low anymore now that I know how to sell at this kind of price range. But that's what I'm looking at, right? 70 clients, so maximum of 70 clients, right? For by the end of this year. I'm starting to sell at February, right? So if you do the math, okay, let's say I get average of $2K, $2,000 per client, right? Which is probably a good average to have, and it means that I'm gonna need over 3 clients per month. If you do the math, why am I pretending that I didn't do this math before? So I need to raise my income by $70,000 this year, right? Divided by 10 months, starting in February, by end of December, right? Increase my monthly income by $7,000 or more, okay? So if by average of $2,000, that's three clients. It's basically a client a week. It's more than 3 clients, right? So that's what it comes down to. So it's kind of funny when you don't sell for a while, even if it's 1 month, and you see like big numbers, like 4 clients a month. It's kind of scary because holy shit, like how am I gonna hit that? You still get scared because I haven't been selling. I'm losing the feeling of getting the sales. Anyways, guys. All right, so average 4 clients per month. That's just what it is, right? I wrote in brackets here, start tracking by April, because I start selling in February. I don't think I can hit 4 clients from February to March because it takes some time to build a pipeline and just getting to that groove where you have a bunch of people in the works and waiting for you to hear back and stuff like that. So I'm gonna start tracking that month by month on April, right? At least gives me that 60-day period for me to build a pipeline. But that's not to say I'm not going to get any clients from February to March. I'm probably going to shoot for at least 2 clients, 1 to 2 clients on February. But after April, I would like to have the average of 4 clients a month, right? It's a client a week. Simple as that. Okay, gross sales, I put expected 500K, target 750K. Okay, so this is gross sales. I would like to hit $750,000 of gross sales in 2019, right? I expect myself at around a minimum of 500,000, right? That's where I'm like putting the bar at, right? See, last year, before, I would put expected at like maybe 350K, because this year I hit 200K. I would say, next year 350K, and then my target would be 500. I would say this to you on video, on writing, but internally inside me, I would be like, nah, I want to hit 750K. This year, I'm just saying, fuck it. That's my reach, and that is what I'm saying. Okay, I'm not playing games. So that's basically, if you guys are confused what I'm talking about here, I'm at 30K a month right now, right? But what I made this year is 200K. 30K a month times 12 is 360, but I wasn't making 30K the entire year. So that's why I hit 200. So hitting gross sales is not that easy. Just because you are at a high monthly rate doesn't mean that, you can expect a high yearly income. To reach even 500K for the year, like $500,000 in 2019, I would have to more than double my income from 2018. And that's at a minimum I'm putting it, right? To hit my target of 750K of gross sales that was brought in, paid to me, I would have to, 246, more than triple my income to get to that point, right? So just so you guys understand, my target here, 750K gross. So I'll just put that here, 750K gross. Okay, number 5. Maintain monthly income at under 10 hours per week. Okay, so this is probably, I would say, and this is what probably will surprise a lot of you guys, is I would say this is my number 1 goal. Is get to a point where I can maintain this monthly income, 100K a month, at under 10 hours of work per week. And I'll explain why this is so, and I'll explain how I'll do this, and actually like the factors that matter. Because first of all, it's not get to 100K a month working 10 hours a week. That's silly. Okay, that's stupid. And people who try to make you believe that, they're fucking liars. Okay, that's not possible. While I'm making the money, while I'm aggressively in the field, like starting February, I start work. I plan to work more than 50, 60 hours a week. Some weeks I'll work 70, 80 hours a week, right? And that's fine because I'm growing my business. But what I mean by that is once client fulfillment is in place the way I would like it to be, once client reporting is in place the way I would like it to be, and the expectations are set, I would like, when I want to take a break, when I want to, it's not just about vacation, when I want to just turn off the sales side, I want less than, at an absolute maximum, because I really think I can get it down to 5 hours a week, to be honest. But let's say 10 hours, I want less than 10 hours of my personal time needed to maintain that money coming in. So if I'm, by the end of the year, making 100K a month, I want to make sure, like, if I'm, let's say I want to take a month off, like I'm kind of doing now, like, I've been just binge watching Game of Thrones and playing video games and shit like that, like I'm kind of doing right now, but there's still a lot of work that I'm kind of avoiding to do this, right? Like there's certain things I need to do. I want to make sure that I can do this kind of thing next year, but it's just maintained, right? And one of the ways, major things that is going to help me to do that is being very, very self-aware in where my time is going. And I already shared with you guys how to do that. It's by just taking that journal and tracking every single minute of the day what you do. You're doing this task right now, phone call comes, pause it. Okay, put the time where you paused it, go answer the phone call, and then when you come back, write down what brief description of what you talked about and how long you talked about, right? I can't explain how much it helps to be able to do that. Even if you do it for 2 weeks or 3 weeks of your entire year, you'll get so much insight about where you're losing time. It's invaluable. Okay. All right. Okay, I also want to explain a little bit about why is it that I put in my goal, because I don't want people to think that this is something that everybody should be doing, right? Number 5. So if you guys been watching my channel for a bit, you know that one of my long-term goals is to move out of America, right? Not to move out permanently, but to get to a point where I can have a split, where let's say like 8 to 9 months of the year I'm living here, okay, wherever it is. Maybe I'll move down to Texas soon. I'm kind of looking into there. But whatever it is, the other side of it, the other 3 to 4 months, I want to spend in Asia, right? Close to my country. I don't want to live in my country because I don't enjoy being in my country anymore. But maybe in Thailand, get a house in Chiang Mai and stuff like that, some place where I can spend more time with my family. And to make that goal work, at a certain point, you have to work towards it, right? I'm going to sound very obvious here, but I don't know how else to make it, make the point. Basically, guys, with things like this, it just doesn't happen because you make more money. You think that, okay, I'm getting more clients, ranking them, I'm getting everything's getting done, I'm making more money, I'm gonna have more freedom. But it doesn't happen like that, right? It's not a direct correlation. And the opposite isn't true either, like how most broke people think, like, yeah, when you make more money, you're gonna be just running like a rat race to get more money. Well, it might happen for most people, but it's because they never make a deliberate intention to try to be and create more freedom, right? So this is me putting it down as my number one goal, that with everything that's happening, that I want to have, a system, like, everything is going to work together to come to a place where I have to personally spend less time to maintain this income. So when I do want to take time off, when I want to randomly just take a month off, take 2-3 weeks off, there's literally less than any work I have to do. I could go to Thailand and be with my family. And if I have less than 10 hours work a week, that means literally before they even wake up for the day, I could just quickly just check over whatever I do have to check over. And then I spend the rest of the day with them, week with them. And nothing is at fault. Everything is continuing. It's not like right now where I'm kind of just like, putting things to the side and just like, chilling and watching shit and playing games. It means that everything is fine and good because the systems can take care of itself. I just need to check with a few things, maybe check with my assistant, whatever it is. I don't know right now, but I just know that it is one of my main goals that I do want to accomplish by 2019. All right. "10 extremely satisfied clients." Okay, so this is self-explanatory. Out of the number of clients that I'm going to be getting this year, I would like to get 10 extremely satisfied clients, right? Out of the 23 clients that I have, 2 are extremely satisfied, right? Meaning that, I don't know if I made a video about that, but you guys don't have me on Instagram. In like around March, April, I went to see my friends in Houston. My client actually took me and put me in a full 5-star hotel in Austin. He rented out a Maserati for me. This guy fucking loves me. He's super satisfied with me. He actually wants to start some kind of thing where he helps me grow my business and he's willing to do anything I ask, basically, right? He's extremely satisfied with the service to the point where he considers me like family. Like he wants me to come down this February. I'm actually going down this February, so I'll probably make a video about it to see him again. He was invite me to his house. He just got a huge house, bought a new car, a Porsche with a swimming pool and everything. He wants me to come down and spend a week or 2 with my girlfriend. So I'm going there again. I love this shit. It's so satisfying to have extremely satisfied clients. And to make this happen, it's gonna be a huge part of it is just having the systems in place to deliver very high caliber results, right? So I want to have more of these. I would really love to go to a point where a lot of the clients I have is very satisfied with me, and then about 10 to 12 of them are so satisfied that they they're just willing to do anything. They offer me to fly me out and shit like that. It feels really good. Okay, so that's one of my goals. I'm just putting out. It's like I said, it's pretty self-explanatory. But all that being said, guys, coming to an end right now, the last thing I put here is go to gym 3 times a week. Gym is probably the only thing that is still I'm putting it as a goal here out of the ones that I took out from last year and the year before, if you see that the last year's goal, I don't put it here anymore. Like for example, meditation, I checked inside timer, I got about like what 76%, meaning like I think it was like 270 days out of 365 days I successfully meditated this year, right? Could be a little higher. I would like to be at 80%, whatever, meaning consistent with meditation, but it's a part of me. Most days, like right now today I didn't because I have guests over and stuff like that. Last night we drank a little bit. But most days, when generally I wake up, I brush my teeth, and I go and I sit down quiet and I start meditating without even thinking. It's a part of me. When goals become a part of me, I don't write it down anymore. I don't write down my diet anymore, that I have to, drink how much water. I used to write it down in 2014. I don't write down like to avoid fast foods and stuff like that. My diet hasn't been the same for the last 3 years. So there's a lot of goals that are built in my day-to-day. I mean, I can't even probably name it because it's been part of my lifestyle for so long. I'd have to actually see what my goals I wrote in previous years to find out like, oh shit, there was a time I didn't do this. But gym is one of them where I still struggle, right? Meaning it's okay in the summer, but right now it's winter and I don't go consistently. When my roommate, if he goes, that is a little easier to go. But most days I have trouble going to the gym. So I want to make it where at least 3 times a week I'm going to the gym. And my idea is to show up, right? I made videos about this before, and where basically you break down in terms of gym goals. There's like 2 major things. One, you have a goal to reach. I want to get more muscular, or I want to lose weight. And there's the other side of it is it's just maintenance. This is maintenance. To have gym as a goal is fantastic. You want to reach a certain level of strength. You want to bench press a certain amount. That's one of the best things you can do. That's a choice. But to have maintenance is not a choice, right? And I'm actually kind of like disappointed that I'm not able to do this even in the winter. And I have a gym downstairs and still having, so I'm actually getting lazy for this, right? So I need to start taking this seriously and start going and just showing up, because to maintain your body, to be active, it doesn't matter if you play a sport, go kick around a ball somewhere, it is mandatory. There's no choice about that. It's a choice if you're going to get more muscular or lose weight. That's one thing. But to be active 3 to 4 times a week is not a choice. It's a necessity to be a human being. Okay, so that's why it's still here, because it's still not a part of me. This one I just put here this is like my funsies goal. Okay, my diet's been the same for last 3 years. I basically eat the same breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it's one of the biggest reasons why I'm able to be efficient, because I don't overthink about what I'm going to eat every day. I know what I want to eat. I look at food from a point of view of energy, right? It's not taste. It's not something that I feel good about because I'm not, satisfied with my emotional state or some shit like that. I look at food as an energy source. But after like 3 years of doing this, I am taking it seriously. I went to, recently, after so long, I went to this store. I forgot the name, but it starts with the J. Joe's Trader. Fuck. Yeah, Joe's Trader. Holy shit. And got like all kinds of like food and like this kind of like organic pizza dough and all this like crazy shit we went shopping for. So it's basically me trying to create food that does taste good without giving me coma. Like for example, we just tried fried chicken. This is normally something known for being one of the worst food there is. But we used an air fryer. We used organic breadcrumbs. And everything was just basically like fresh or organic, and the idea didn't even use oil. It's an air fryer, and it came out good. Only bad thing was I realized that after 3 years of not eating junk food, my taste for junk food is gone. Like it tasted good, but it wasn't like something that, like I would rather just have my normal meal. So anyways, long story short, guys, one of my funsies goals is to like at least attempt to cook 1 new meal per month, and then the ones that I do like and enjoy, I'm going to make into my selection for, let's say, like lunch or dinner in the weekends, let's say. But weekdays, probably going to still stick to my meal that I've been eating for the last 3 years. All right, guys. I mean, if you watch this, thank you for taking time to watch it. This is a very long video and it's all about me. But these are my goals for 2019. Have any questions? Let me know. Other than that, let's fucking get it.